noise cancellation in headphones has always been a technology that's generally associated with the more expensive brands on the market, and while yes, that still somewhat retains some truth with the release of the Sony WH-M1000 headphones at IFA that's just gone, or a couple of years ago Bowers & Wilkins released their PX wireless headphones. But there are now some headphones on the market which do have that active noise cancellation technology, and they're not going to break the bank either. So this is where something like the Groov-e Elite comes in. Now they're very much a budget set of over-ear headphones which carry some degree of active noise cancellation technology. Now, some of you are probably screwing your faces up at this right now, thinking how can such a budget pair of headphones have active noise cancellation technology, and to be honest with you, they don't sound that bad either, but just hear me out. So the Groov-e Elite headphones are relatively comfortable to wear, but I did have to go through a very tough breaking period where the tops of my ears started to feel really numb after extended periods of use. Now I'm a commuter, so I have to commute a couple of hours to the office and then home again, and I use the headphones throughout the day as well. So the headphones are predominantly made from plastic, and there is a metal band which runs through the whole entire head strap, just to give it a bit of durability so it doesn't feel as if they're going to snap. And also the hinges, when you fold them in to put them back into the case, they're also made from metal as well. So even though the outside of the headphones are very much plastic, internally they have got metal bands running through them to give them a bit of toughness, but they're not a very flimsy pair of headphones. I wouldn't call them a flimsy pair of headphones anyway. Now there is this very nice hard case included, so if you do want to put them into a bag or into your luggage, you can. This is a hard case, so if anything does fall on them, they're not going to be crushed very easily while they're inside your bag. And included, you do get a micro USB cable for charging them, and you can use that for a PC, laptop, or a plug that goes straight into the mains. And you've also got a 3.5mm jack as well if you are running low on battery. You can jump over to having them wired rather than Bluetooth. So even though the actual setup in the end was relatively easy, finding my way through that initial Bluetooth setup was a little bit confusing and a little bit difficult. Now on the left hand side ear cup you do have 3 buttons which count as skip track and play and pause in the middle, and the middle button will also answer phone calls as well, as there's a built-in microphone for you to use, so you can take Bluetooth calls. So to turn the headphones on, you have to hold down this middle button here for a few seconds, and then it will kick in saying power on, and there's an audio cue telling you that the headphones have powered on. Now to then pair it with your phone, you have to hold it down again for a further few seconds to get the Bluetooth signal to kick in so your phone can pick up the actual headphones. Now, this is where it all got a little bit confusing, and I'll go into a little bit more detail on why I don't think this is a very good way of setting up these headphones. Is on the right ear cup, you've got a button here, a very, very flimsy button if I might add. It doesn't feel very solid and will probably break if pressed too hard, but that's your active noise cancelling button on there. So you have to physically hold that down to turn on the active noise cancelling feature on the headphones as well. It lights up green when active noise cancellation has been turned on. Now the annoying thing about the headphones is if, say for example, I got to work and I needed to go into a meeting so I didn't need my headphones, I take them off. I hold down the play pause button to physically turn the headphones off, so there's no power running to them, but the active noise cancellation technology stays on, which I found out the first few days, because coming from a pair of Bowers & Wilkins PX wireless, you just turn the headphones off and everything switches off. With these headphones, I ended up running out of battery before leaving the office, and I didn't have any music to listen to on the way home, and that's because the active noise cancellation technology remains switched on if you turn off the actual headphones. Bizarre, I know. I don't know why they've decided to set the headphones up like that, but they have, and it's a very annoying feature. I wish that the active noise cancellation technology would just turn off when the headphones turn off. I don't mind having to turn the noise cancellation technology on and off. That's fine, because sometimes you don't need it. If you want to save some battery life, you don't need it. But to turn off the headphones and still have that active noise cancellation turned on is just a stupid way of having these headphones set up. And if you're not careful, you'll just drain your battery very, very quickly without even using them before you get to go home or before you pick them up again to put them on your head. Sound quality wise, I can only say that they're not bad. Now, they're not the best pair of headphones, but they're certainly a far cry from the worst pair of over-ear headphones that I've heard. Now, the actual EQ sounds very flat, and by that I mean there is a distinct lack of bass and there's no treble whatsoever, and even the separation of the instruments is non-existent as well. They're okay if you want to get through a train journey watching an episode of your favourite show on Netflix, or if you just want a cheap pair of headphones to get you by for sort of a holiday, they're not too bad for that. But if you're anyone who enjoys listening to music, or you're more of an audiophile kind of person out there, then these definitely aren't the headphones for you. Now, another disappointing aspect of these headphones is the active noise cancellation technology. It wasn't great. Usually it's very hard to tell with active noise cancellation. I find it hard to tell, and the best way to really put it to the test is if you're on something that makes like a droney sound, like if you're on a train or an aircraft or in a car driving down the motorway. If you can measure how good active noise cancellation technology is, because it will cut that sound out completely. These didn't. Now, comparing them to my Bowers & Wilkins PX Wireless that I use now on a daily basis every day without fail, these just don't add up at all. But at the end of the day, that's why Bowers & Wilkins charge £300 for their pair of headphones, and these are only £60. So you are very much getting a budget active noise cancellation technology. I'm not saying they don't work at all, it does, but it just doesn't cut out the frequencies enough to really warrant using the active noise cancelling feature all the time, like I would on my Bowers & Wilkins. I would use the ANC technology all the time on those, but these, it's not necessary, because if I'm walking through a city, I can still hear everything. The active noise cancellation isn't doing much. But on a train, an aircraft, or in a car, yes, it does kind of cut out that droney frequency. The nice thing though is that voices can still cut through them. I must admit, wearing them in the office, if someone did ask me a question or they did turn to talk to me, then I could hear them quite clearly, so I can then respond quickly rather than looking ignorant and rude, like I've done in the past with ANC headphones. But that's a nice feature that sounds like voices can cut through your music. Now, if you are deciding to use the active noise cancellation technology on these headphones, then I must say that the bass is far superior when you have that switched on. The only downfall is it uses a lot more battery life. On the actual headphones, you do get a vastly superior bass frequency sound from the headphones if you do use that ANC technology. Now, the Groov-e Elite headphones will give you around 10 hours of battery life, which is pretty average. Now, again, it probably comes down to price, that if you compare these ANC headphones to something like the Bose QC35s that we looked at a little while ago, that can give you 22 up to 40 hours if you're not on Bluetooth, then these only give you 10. So again, you can't really compare them to that either, because they are a lot more expensive. You're looking at £200, £300, something like that for those pair of headphones compared to your £60 here. 10 hours will get you through a day, I would say, to commute to work, to then listen for a bit of work and at lunch, and then commute home as well. But you're going to have to charge them on a daily basis. Unless you only listen to them an hour a day, then you're not going to have to. But if you're a commuter, you will have to charge these probably when you get home, just to make it through. You might be able to get through the next day morning, but just to comfortably make it through the next day. So as I say, the headphones are retailing at around £60. I will leave a link in the description to Groov-e's website so you can find some more information there, and I'll also leave my Amazon affiliate link at the bottom so you can click on that if you want to make a purchase for these headphones. If you go through that link, it does help us out a lot. Thank you very much for checking out our video review of the Groov-e Elite Wireless headphones. If you enjoyed this review, then do click that like button. Please do subscribe to keep up with all of our latest tech and gaming videos, and also let us know in the description what you think about these headphones, whether they're the headphones for you, or whether you would save up to get one of the big boys, the Bose, Sony XM3s, or the Bowers & Wilkins PX Wireless. As I say, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. But to set them up, all I needed to do was hold down that middle mouse button. The sound that you get from them is very flat. There is a very much so